These, but welcome back to In the Rough. I'm joined by Seb and Tom. We've got a lot to get through. Mostly going to start off with the majors. Obviously, a big one just happened. What did everyone think?
Yeah,
it was quite exciting, to be honest with you.
It was really tight.
It's the first golf tournament I've watched on a Sunday night when I've actually been quite interested in what's happening because it was so close. And I mean, everyone knew the people who were the top of teeing off last on a Sunday were not going to win, apart from maybe Louis Oosthuizen. But everyone knew Mackenzie, whatever his name was, and that other Henley were not winning because they bottled it within the first two holes. I actually thought Rory was going to win after the front nine, and then he kind of bottled it alongside Bryson.
What was it? I think at the end, when the last 9 holes were being played, there were 6 players who were one shot out of leading.
Well, I'd have loved to see a mass playoff with like 5 of them, just like
with what Rory, Rambo,
Bryson, and Brooks,
and Colin or something as well.
In there as well.
Yeah. Although it's the first time they've said that it's like a leaderboard where the amount of major winners in like the top 10 and who could have won it is like the first time like in a long time where it's been that many top ranked players at the end, which makes it quite interesting. Although, did you know?
It was very exciting as well. So, and the fact the winning score, what was in the end? -5?
7.
Is that where Rambo ended up?
Yeah, I think so.
But it
was very challenging.
-6. It was -6 in the end. So. But yeah, it's very challenging. Is that what we all enjoyed a bit more watching, or what was the case?
Yes, they got punished.
But then that's also why it was so close at the end, because it meant that one good round put you right in the mix, which I think is what people want to see.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
I always say people shooting 20 under is boring. Obviously, it shows how good these players are, but it's boring. Whereas watching someone hack it out from some grass, it will never not be entertaining.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what did everyone think of all the fans being back as well? Pretty much.
Oh, the only thing I was going to say, did you know this is no one has won the US Open as the #1 player in the world since 2008,
and Dustin didn't.
It was Tiger was the last person to do it.
Rahm's now #1, so
is he?
Yep.
Is he #1 again?
Yeah, he's overtaken him on the rankings.
Well, I'm not surprised. I don't know how he was #1 for so long because he's missed like the last 2 major cuts and hasn't really played particularly well.
Yeah, he's been doing nothing for not even 2, 6 months. Bar his wins at the start of the year, he's pretty much been non-existent. So,
but this happens in golf. It's quite good in golf that people go on runs though, because I would imagine Rahm's probably going to be up there in the Open.
The thing is, Rahm
usually win
got to #1 before and fell off rather quickly, though, didn't he? Because he got to #1 after Memorial last year, and then he had a rough little patch as well. So, obviously, is another one that I want to look. Obviously, we've been away for Memorial as well. Is this karma for Rahm for what happened at Memorial? Because obviously, I guess for everyone that didn't see, Rahm through 3 days, was leading by 6 shots, and then had to withdraw because of COVID positive, and then had to pull out. So is this karma coming back to repay him?
I think he's karma, but it is. But he was also by far and away the best golfer at Memorial by a country mile, and hence why he was so favourite for this weekend gone as well. Like, he was half the odds as whoever was in second. He was ridiculously favoured, and I think probably goes back to conversations we've had weeks ago. Does it show how beneficial the break in between tournaments can be as well?
But also the fact of he got his first ever tour win at Torrey Pines. He's finished here #1, obviously #1 before, tied in the top, finished in the top 5.
He proposed to his now wife along the coast of Torrey Pines.
and celebrated the sun as well. So he might as well open up a goddamn house on the course.
Well, I mean, he obviously knows the course very well, and it all sort of worked out quite well from a people would say superstitious or fate perspective, it all seemed to align quite nicely, to be fair. But I'd say it's probably long overdue. He's probably deserved to win one before now anyway.
Yeah.
So
I was surprised that he hadn't actually won a major before, because
I didn't realise
that was. But to be honest, have you guys both seen those clutch putts at the end? Because obviously I was up watching late. Both of them were big, because he had a lot of birdie opportunities beforehand that were just close in and out.
Well, he said that he could remember Lee Westwood's putt on the 18th from 2008 and how it broke in 2008, and that's how he knew how to make that putt on the 18th. That
big left to right.
Yeah. So
if you've got
that's true.
I mean, it also broke massively left to right on the 17th for him as well. But talk about clutch.
Yeah. That's the definition of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
It shows.
Okay. He's also now the favourite as well, betting streak-wise, for the British Open upcoming. Thoughts?
Well, you have to be, really, don't you?
Yeah, it's the form. Obviously, betting is solely done on form, and he is the form player. Hence why he was betting favourite for the major. Hence why he's betting favourite now. It makes sense.
I feel like the course they're going to play is not a very open course. An open course is usually like a link style course on the coast and stuff, where this is at Royal St George, which doesn't have that. It's quite a similar course as to what they normally play.
It's a bit more forgiving than the normal open courses they come across, isn't it?
Potentially, yes. I mean, obviously.
Well, having said that, you know, the biggest greens in the world are generally on links courses.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at St Andrews.
Yes, but then also how hard they are. If you miss the fairway, you will not be making a birdie. So, although I was having this conversation with my dad, this is a random point, a bit of a tangent, but I think golf should do away with the PGA Championship in America, and that fourth major should be like a worldwide major that gets rotated to different countries every year.
Should it be the PGA Championship or should it be the US Open?
Well, no,
surely it should be the PGA Championship that goes around.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. That's what I said.
Yeah. Well, take that away.
You just meant get rid of it.
Take that away. Make the players into a major, because basically everyone treats it as the fifth major anyway, and then move that other one around.
Yeah, but I feel like
the players you have to play. The players you have to play at a certain location, because obviously.
No. I mean, treat the players as the next US major, but then the PGA then have that as more nomadic, because then that'll appease them.
Surely it should be the PGA Championship. That's the nomadic one, rather
that's
than
what I'm
solely
saying.
being in America.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We're all in agreement, but all arguing, so it's fun.
Yeah, because I feel like if they're trying to grow the game globally, and there's so many other courses out there, like surely you'd want that. Do you want to go play a course in like Japan or something and grow it out there? Or because imagine like Matsuyama, yes, he won the Masters, but imagine if he'd won a major in Japan.
I think it'll all come down to money though. It'll all just end up being out in like the UAE and stuff again.
Yeah, it'll just be a case of who bids for it though. But surely, I guess it makes a lot of financial sense for those countries to be bidding as well though for it, doesn't it? Really.
Well, so more like the Ryder Cup, where the clubs bid years in advance for who's going to host.
Yeah, so you know, well, they do. You know which courses are going to hold majors like 5 years in advance. It'd be similar to that, wouldn't it? But then you get a bit more exposure to different courses, and it's not. Then I know the PGA in America would never give it up, but like quite interesting.
No, but I think the thing is, I don't see much differentiation. But I think that's why I like your point. But I don't see much differentiation between the PGA and the US Open. In terms of
no one really cares about the PGA for some reason. Like the Masters has got all bits and the whatever.
It's the history. It's the
US Open is like the hardest, and then the Open's the British one, which is usually played on like completely different courses, and then the PGA is just sort of there. and Phil Mickelson can win it somehow, and then shoot 12 over in the US Open.
I think it'd be good to to see it, you know, in like for example, in 1 year it's in Thailand. Next year it's somewhere in Europe where there's the climatic conditions are completely different.
Just rock up to like Ghana or something, one of the majors. I
did watch the Kenya Open. It wasn't great. Yeah. So I imagine it's going to stick to a limited number of countries, even if it ever does become competitive.
Or you could do,
hate on the Kenya Open.
Or similar to some of the tennis formats where the nationality of the winning player or the winning team is the host nation for the next tournament.
Then it'll just be American.
It'll just be America.
I'm just trying to think how to appease the Americans, and we might occasionally get a British one or a South African one, or to Japan once in a while. You never know.
Like every once in 20 years, you get Gary player. so it happens in South Africa. I want to see it in Australia.
Yeah.
You know, them having to deal with snakes in the course and whatnot. You know, they deal with alligators in the course already.
Of course. Yeah,
all right. Well. Moving on. The other thing that's kind of been in the news: Bryson and Brooks still going at it. Bryson came out today and said that he thinks he's he's shown Bryson who's won, that he's put him in his place. Brooks, yeah.
But I was trying to figure out. Brooks said that it was because Bryson went back on his word on something. And I was trying to figure out what he went back on.
I don't know what's actually like truly caused it. Yeah, that's been confusing. I don't know if someone could.
I for one loved it, and also the US Open missed a chance of putting them to pair them together, which is completely disappointing.
Yeah,
which would have been hilarious.
I did get it, but like from a not just a pairing perspective, but think of a viewing perspective. Guarantee you they would have doubled viewing figures on the day if they paired them together. Guarantee it.
So you both still think it's good for golf and it's still entertaining?
Of course it is.
They're not standing there beating each other up. It's just a bit of banter. Like, who cares? I see some people like, oh, it's against golf etiquette. They're still there in their polos. Who cares?
There's 250 players. They're not going to get on with each other. Like, been around each other for however many weeks of a year. Yeah, they're just not all going to get on.
Should Brooks now be drafted in to the match that's going to be happening? Obviously, with
I told you that's what I said the last time we did this. They need some sort of WWE thing where he runs on. Just like with his putter aloft, like instead of the chair, and just like runs on to make a putt for like whichever the other team. Like,
I think they've got to do something. But
runs on to make a putt for Mickelson if needed, or like to drive for Phil Mickelson.
Yeah. But they've got to play on it. You know they're both doing it because of obviously the 40 million incentive now as well, which is naturally a kicker not to agree on anything. But they should just be paired together for the Ryder Cup team.
Not for the Americans.
That wouldn't make sense from the Americans' point of view.
Yeah, but the rest of the world.
No, but they should do it definitely for the next major. Like, just have them paired up together.
Oh yeah, because I don't know what they think. Do they think they're actually going to like end up just fighting in the middle of the course? Like is that what they're worried about?
Bryson will never actually fight. He's too scared. He won't actually do anything. He'll just hit another one out of bounds. End up 3 over. So just as an interesting point, Brooks came out and said that look at our positioning since all of this started. After he just finished obviously 4th and Bryson finished tied 26th. So
yeah, but he's only saying that because he knows there was a couple of majors coming up after he said it. If it was a different point of the year and it wasn't a major, he would have kept his mouth shut.
I'm saying Brooks has outperformed all the majors since this has started.
Oh yeah, Brooks's flaws him in terms of mindset and everything, but I think they're both just as bad as each other in so many ways. So just let them at it, basically.
It's just funny.
Yeah.
All right. So Tom wants a WWE fight between.
I'm not saying WWE, just a WWE style sort of entrance and kind of little bit of a
bit of a tip
cameo, nice little cameo for him to. Just him shouting just him coming up and shouting Brooksy as Bryson said.
Do you want like the entrance theme music as well at the same time as he does it?
Yeah. Or have you watched Dude Perfect a couple of years ago?
Or him just caddying for getting to caddy for Phil or something.
No. Do the sport mix that Dude Perfect did a couple of years ago. They combined boxing and golf, where it'd be a match-up, but you take it in turns to play the hole, and the other person wore boxing gloves and just beat the crap out of them as much as they could, and it was the quickest person from tee to pin, and he just alternate, and the other person just tries to take them out. That's what they need to do. Simple.
I mean,
Do away the gloves, a scissor kick.
I guarantee you now, every single person that's a fan of golf would pay to watch that.
I would.
I wouldn't, because I think Brooks would knock him out in about 20 seconds.
Yeah.
What? And you're telling me you wouldn't? You're telling me you
I
wouldn't
would very
pay
much
to watch
enjoy that.
Brooks knock Bryson DeChambeau out?
I'll just wait until the clips
would
get
pay
uploaded
for it.
online and watch them.
No, you're lying. You're lying.
It'll be more
People would pay a
entertaining than
fortune.
the. It'll be more entertaining than Mayweather and Paul Logan fight. That's for sure.
Paul Logan.
I don't care.
Famous YouTuber, Paul Logan. Sounds like a 1970s rock star.
I don't care enough.
Same as Brooksker and Shambo de Bryson, isn't it?
Dechambeau Bryson.
That sounds like a holiday destination.
What? Dechambeau
Dechambeau de
Bryson.
Bryson.
Just off the Algarve. Right, so yeah, on to the next point.
All right, next one. Well, next one are predictions. So we have missed a tournament in between, but we all had predictions for the Memorial. So I'll go through that.
Didn't go well, so there's no point really.
They did. So Tom's obviously didn't go well. He picked.
When does it happen?
He picked Matthew Fitzpatrick, who missed the cut. Seb picked Victor Hovland, who tied 47. I picked Colin Morikawa, who very unluckily finished second in the playoffs. But I believe that is many points for me. So that is 5 points for myself. Although I did actually pick one for the next tournament. We didn't, the rest of us didn't, so we won't count that. On to the major predictions, which is what the only interesting one. Also double points. Who wants their points revealed first?
Go for it,
We'll
mate. I know you want us to say it to kind of boost your ego a bit, but no, you go ahead, mate. Mr. Modesty.
It's fine. So Tom picked Rory. Very good pick. He was in the running. Tied to 7th in the end. So I believe, how many points is that?
3 times 2, so 6.
That is 3 points. Obviously, we do doubles for majors, so that is 6 points for Mr. Thomas. It's like the most points.
That's like doubling my points, is it almost? Pretty much. Yeah.
You might well be. So, Seb picked Brooks, who finished tied 4th, so in the top 5. So that is 5 points for Sebastian, but double, it is 10. And I quite like the genius I am. I picked Jon Rahm,
the favourite by a massive margin.
Yeah. So the one defence I do have for Tom with his points here, though, Tom never picks betting favourites. Tom picks.
He does. He's done it twice. He picked Rory like 2 or 3 times when he's been a favourite.
Yeah.
When's he been a favourite?
Anyway,
when has he been a favourite?
You're just jealous. You're just jealous because I'm the only one who's picked a winner twice now. So Jon Rahm, that's 20 points, plus Colin Morikawa, that's 25 points from the last however many weeks since we've been away. And
move on to the next topic. People are losing interest here.
So that I just want to rub it in a bit more. So Tom, including his
you've got a big
points,
ego. We get it. Come on. Yeah.
Yes, Tom, including his 6 points, is now on 24. Sebastian, including his 10, is now on 46, and I am leading the way with 68. So Seb has decided to turn off his screen because he is ashamed.
Sorry,
anyway,
such shame. I'm gone.
Anyway, Moving on. Time for the next picks. It is the Travelers Championship at some course. So I have no idea. Everyone go.
I think it's you, isn't it, Siab? Or is it me because I was last?
It's you.
Who's up? Who's up? Tom, give us a little intro as to who's playing.
Colin Morikawa, Dustin Johnson, others.
Everybody.
Actually, no, not everyone.
Who's not playing and why?
Rory.
Why?
I don't know. Ask him.
Is Big John playing?
No.
What's he on about?
He's probably too busy getting drunk and, I don't know, just pissing about.
Looking after his child, maybe. We'll let him off.
Patrick Cantley's playing. Sink's playing. Dechambeau. Patrick Reed's playing. Matt Wolf's playing. Mickelson, Casey, Bubba, Koepka, Tony Finau.
Wolf had a decent time on the... Well, better than he has had
2 months
recently.
back at his mental health thing.
Yeah.
Dechambeau, please.
Ooh.
I mean, it pains me to even write this down.
Well, I only picked him because you wouldn't shut up for 5 minutes, so I just hope he wins.
Thomas?
I'm gonna go for. Can I go for Cameron Smith, please?
Ooh, Mullet Man.
Mullet Man.
See, how are you going to just go for the bookie's favourite, or are you going to do a normal pick? Or?
I mean, if it means I win, then yes. But no, I have a sneaky feeling that it is going to be Scotty Scheffler.
Is he even playing?
Yes, he is.
Yes.
Oh. The man who's never won on the PGA Tour?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Sneaky feeling.
Also, you do realise that it's like golf, the highest score losers at the end of this. Most points.
Is this you reinventing the rules of the game?
So, I mean,
well, I
actually...
agree. I agree with Tom on this. So you've been outvoted.
Is this the game being invented because I scored more points than Tom in 2 weeks than he has across this entire time?
So I'm actually going to choose Chase Koepka because he's not going to get any points.
In that case, I choose Tony Finau because he's definitely not going to win.
Children, stop it. Tom, we've got to let him have his thing on the podcast because he's always last on the course. So let him have the podcast now.
That's true.
Excuse me. Thank you very much. I think next time we start doing this, we should do like betting and actually have to put money down. I won't. I'll just do it for the sport of it.
As long as you're willing to put money down on the course here, then we'll get involved.
No.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to gamble.
Exactly. I'm not gambling. I'm just doing it for the sport of it. You lot can do it.
It's not gambling if he's going to win.
To put money down, you're going to have to put money down.
Well, anyway. What's next, Siad?
Next is...
Before we get you into trouble with your family.
Sometime next week. I don't know.
Future, explosions, golf ball, drives...
I'm sure there'll be some content of some sort in the future. So see you then.
Make sure to like and subscribe.